Belly up to the barflies and have a drink with me. My name is Kellen, and this is the Midwestern Barfly Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming back to the program. I am recording this live, or recorded live, from the Midwest, from Illinois, where Satan is currently resting his nutsack on all of our faces. That is right. It is hot as balls right now, people. This is ridiculous. Why is it this bad? Like, I'm sweating my ass off over here. It's almost like it's probably 100 degrees out right now, 95 degrees. And honestly, beer doesn't even sound tasty right now. I don't know why. I can't believe I'm saying that. I need water. Like, pound the water into my gullet because this is ridiculous. But thankfully, I'm sitting in a well-cooled home, well-cooled room, and the show must go on. So I hope you are ready. We have a great show ahead of us. But before we start, as always, this show is sponsored by the Midwestern Barfly Gazette Shop. That is right. We have our own store, the Midwestern Barfly Gazette Shop. We have all of your favorite collections of merch, such as the I'm My Grandma's Bookie line, the Win Bets Pound Beers line, and many more when you visit our store. I can't believe that rhymed. I'm not even a fucking poet. So wherever you're hearing this right now, check out the details or the description below. You will see the link to our store. Head over there now, load up your cart, and make sure you use the code MWBFG to get 25% off your order. That is right, 25% off your order. Perfect for the summer. You can get all of your tank tops, all your shorts, whatever you need for those great pool parties you have going on. And can't wait to see what you guys pick up. So, without further ado, let's get this started with an absolute doozy of a story. Alright, I'm going to be honest here. This is probably one of the wildest stories that I have ever heard. So, according to an article from Fox Business that I am reading right now, and a lot of other outlets have already reported on this, but I'm just using this as a reference. A woman in Missouri, actually, let me word this a different way. Geico, the auto insurance giant, is being ordered to pay $5.2 million to a woman from Missouri because she allegedly got HPV from a guy after having sex in a car with that guy, and that car was insured by Geico. I will say that again because you're probably listening to this with your mouth wide open because you couldn't believe and you're shocked at what I just said. So, Geico is being ordered to pay $5.2 million to a woman that caught HPV from a guy after having sex with him in his car that was insured by Geico. All alleged again. And again, this whole story going to have the allegedly tag to it because I don't know how to explain this story without getting sued and without having it sound redundant. So I'm just going to say allegedly a lot and say alleged tag, all that crap. But isn't that messed up? Now, for the record, I feel bad for her getting HPV, and in the story it said that he allegedly didn't disclose the fact he had HPV to her. I feel bad for that. They should figure that shit out, and he deserves to give her something. I don't know, besides HPV, but give her something. But my problem here is, what does Geico have to do with this? Why is Geico involved in all this? I mean, I get the car was insured by Geico, but you would think that a car insurance company, which in my history of driving and whatnot, I always thought a car insurance company dealt with cars and damage, like hail, like breaking a fucking window if that's possible, the driver hitting a cement pylon, somebody like a fender bender, all that shit. That's what I thought an auto insurance company dealt with. But according to an arbitrator from this story, and again, this will be linked at the bottom of wherever you're seeing this so you can read this article for yourself, read this story. Apparently, they didn't think so. Because apparently, they thought this situation involved Geico paying $5.2 million to this woman. Now, granted, will this hold up? I don't know. Does Geico have the ability to appeal? I hope so, and they probably will. I don't see them actually paying $5.2 million. But again, they could. I'm not smart with that shit. I don't know law. So, who knows? It could absolutely happen. But what? Why? Take responsibility for your actions. Deal with it yourself. Don't be trying to make a quick buck off of that. I mean, like, that would be like, how do I explain this? That would be like me riding a bicycle down my driveway, falling off, scraping my knee, and blaming my neighbor because they didn't bring a first aid kit out. Because they didn't help me. And somehow getting money for that. That might be a wide stretch, but that's how I see it, is like that example there. Because Geico doesn't cover that. And if that's in their policy, I would love to fucking read it, because I doubt it is. Oh my God, my head hurts just thinking about this. So bottom line, just stop with these crazy lawsuits, please. It wasn't even a lawsuit. She was just looking for damages. I don't even know if you can consider it a lawsuit. But let's just stop with this, people. Come on. Jesus Christ. All right. I normally like to keep the content on this website a little more fun, a little more like up there, upbeat, all that stuff. Like, as kind of a weird way to explain it, but an escape from somebody's day and all that stuff. But I had to bring this particular segment up because I felt like it was necessary. I felt like it was necessary for the individuals out there that are struggling with mental health and whatnot, that we bring awareness to this. And now, for the record, to any family members that are listening to this, I'm good. Like, this isn't me. This isn't a cry for help, anything like that. I'm looking out for other people here. So just the other day, it was actually the 12th of this month, June 12th, I came across a TikTok when scrolling through that talked about Men's Mental Health Awareness Month and how June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I was not aware that June was Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I have not seen one. That was the first fucking post that I've seen on social media that was about Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. 12 days, people. It took 12 days as you all know, I'm on multiple social media accounts: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that shit. For this because this website involves that. Out of all of those social media accounts, you're telling me it took 12 days to learn about that or to see any kind of post about it? Are you fucking kidding me? That's insane to me. Now, for the record, like, these awareness months and whatnot, they're perfect because they bring up shit and, like, they teach people things that they might not be aware of, not to use aware a lot and be redundant. But at the same time, we should all just be good human beings and look out for one another. We shouldn't need awareness months for all this stuff. We shouldn't. We should all just live our lives, be good humans, look out for one another, and that's it. But since we do live in this society, I have to explain my thoughts about this through that lens. So, why is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month not trending or anything like that? Why did it take me 12 days to see anything about it? Why do I know everything about Women's Mental Health Awareness Month, about Pride Month, about this month, about that month? Why do I see multiple posts about all of that every single day? But it took me 12 days in the month of June to see one post about men's mental health across 4 or 5 social media platforms. That's disgusting to me. That's disgusting to me. And you know what makes it terrible is it shows how our society views men. They view them as these big, tough, burly guys that just go out, work, come back, this, that, whatever. But they're not. And now, like, I'm not saying, like, we should all be, like, there should be wimpy guys out there, like, your feelings, this, that, whatever, cry, whatever. I'm not, like, trying to wimpify guys. But there are guys out there that are going through shit. And if we're just going to put men's mental health by the wayside like that and just shove it off to the side, then what kind of a fucking society are we? I mean, seriously. Like, if you're a guy out there and you're going through shit, please message any of our accounts. I'm not saying I'm a therapist. I'm not saying anybody associated with this website or therapist. But you can use, like, I would be very happy if a guy out there during Men's Mental Health Awareness Month just used our DM to just let loose. To just open up about their problems, type shit out, like, just stuff like that. Because if you don't give people an outlet like that, then they're just going to go insane and bad shit's going to happen. And the fact society is not promoting this more than it should is despicable, it's terrible, and we need to do better. I need to see at least one post about this every day. That's how our society should be. Now, granted, Pride, God bless you. Pride Month, like, gay people, like, do what you gotta do, live your life, whatever. But the point of this segment is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month should get the same love, the same notoriety, whatever the fucking word is, the same publicity that all these other awareness months get. They should be neck and neck. And to think and to say otherwise and to say I'm crazy and to say, oh, guys don't need that, all that shit, you're a fucking loon. And you should be ashamed of yourself. And to those people, fuck off. Jesus Christ. Alright, so to end this little shindig on a more of a lighter note, I want to talk about how I feel old right now. Now, for the older demographic that listens to this show and reads our stuff, you're probably rolling your eyes right now and going, you son of a bitch, just stop talking. But I do feel old. I really do. And why? Because I just realized that this year is my 10-year high school reunion. 10 years since your boy was walking through the halls of Central High School out here in the Midwest. 10 freaking years. That's insane. It feels like it was just yesterday that I was there. Like, I can remember the halls. I can remember the people. Like, I can remember the events we had, like homecoming and whatnot. But 10 years later, we're having a reunion to get the band back together, if you want to say it that way, because it sounds cool. It's kind of insane. It's kind of surreal if you think about it. Like, with reunions, I always see that in, like, funny teen movies, like American Reunion, which was amazing. If you haven't gotten a chance to see American Reunion or the American Pie, like, franchise altogether, just take a weekend and watch them all in a row. You'll have a freaking ball. And if you're having a few beers and a few drinks while you watch it, it would be 10 times more funny, personally, because I just love those movies. But sidetracked, anyway. Just the thought of all, like, a good chunk of us coming back together and just having a good time and a few drinks, it's kind of funny to me. But the problem is, for some reason, I don't know if I want to go or not. And it's not because of who ran it or where the location is and whatnot. They did a good job scheduling everything and getting everything together. I'm not an asshole. I'm not going to say, knock them for it. But I don't know if I want to go for two reasons. First reason I don't know if I want to go is because it's Father's Day weekend. I mean, I want to spend time with my dad. I want to hang out with my dad, do some grilling, have some cigars, drink a few beers, all that good stuff. I want to spend the weekend with my dad. But the second thing is, it's do we need reunions? Do we need them? Because, I mean, if you think about it, we know everything there is to know about people with the internet and social media. I mean, if you look on Facebook, I know Susie from homeroom and sophomore year just got married, or Derek from chemistry on junior year went to jail or something. That was a joke. I don't know. I don't know a Derek from high school, but you get my point. So if we already have that tool of knowing everybody, then what do we do at the reunion? Do we just drink a bunch and shoot the shit? Talk about politics? Wow, that'd be great. Talking about politics with people from high school they haven't seen in 10 years? That sounds like an absolute treat. Do you talk about sports, but you don't know who likes sports again, or who still likes sports or whatever, or if they can hold a conversation about sports? What do you do at a reunion? I just don't know. And I know there's going to be somebody from high school that's listening to this calling me an asshole or just shaking their head. But I think I'm making a fair point. Because it's not like you can walk in and go, oh, do you have kids? Or, oh, how's your second marriage or whatnot? Or any of that stuff. Because you already saw it the other day in their social media post. You already saw their new house. You saw their new dog. You saw all that shit. So do you really need a fucking reunion? Because me personally, if it's held at a good bar, which ours is being held at a very good bar, I'm going to need an Uber home. Because I'm just going to be drinking all night. And the bad part is, it's being held at pretty far distance away from where I live, so that's going to be an expensive fucking Uber. But anyway, I'm glad to see people are getting back together. I'm still thinking about if I want to go. And when this comes out, I don't know where my head will be at. But it's weird to think about. It's weird to think about this kind of stuff. But I'd love to hear what everybody else has to say. So go in the comments, talk about your reunions. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the matter. It'd be a great read for me. All right, so it looks like it's time to close the show out. I'd like to thank you all again for coming back to the 4th episode of the Midwestern Barfly Podcast, sponsored by the Midwestern Barfly Gazette Shop. It was fun having you here. For next week, if you'd like to leave us a voicemail or an email, check out the details in the description below wherever you are hearing this podcast. You'll be able to call in, leave us a voicemail, or you can even leave an email if you don't want to have your voice out on the internet or self-conscious or whatnot. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to answer some questions, add a new segment to this program. And I hope everybody has a great rest of your week. Enjoy your Father's Day weekend. Cheers all. Take care.